29-31 through the first 60, and these next 22 are going to be key. Let's go.
You are Locked On Cubs, your daily Chicago Cubs podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
You are Locked On Cubs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Alongside Sam Olber, I'm Matt Cozy. Sam and I are lifelong fans, taking our passion into a discussion with you on all things Cubs. Thank you for being part of the show and making Locked On Cubs your first listen today. And the best way you can help us grow the show is to listen every day, like the video, and comment anything below. Today's episode is presented by eBay Motors, our great partners. From brakes to exhaust kits and beyond, eBay Motors has over 122 million parts to keep your ride or die alive. With all the parts you need at the prices you want, it's easy to bring home that big win. ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. eBay guaranteed fit only available to U.S. customers. The Cubs are 29-31 through the first 60 games. They have washed away a 17-9 start and are 12-22 since that point, way back on April 27th. Since then, they rank last in nearly every major offensive, defensive, and relief category. And the next stretch of 22 games is key, as all of those will be against losing teams. And sure, you might point out that the Cubs currently are a losing team as well. But if they don't exit this stretch in a good spot, which will be 82 games in, the halfway point, literally, I think we're going to get a better idea of where this season is likely going. Sam, the Cubs really do, starting Tuesday, need to get together.
Well, really, the last 25 games, the next 25 games would have been against bad teams, and we started
include the Reds, right?
1-2. So, hard for me to jump on that bandwagon. I would just like, what I would like?
It's going to be key.
You know what I would like? I want the Cubs to win a baseball game on Tuesday and a baseball game on Wednesday. And then that would be 2 in a row for the first time, maybe this millennium. And then you could go into Great American Ballpark where they talk about Skyline Chili and things like that. I mean, I don't know what they do for fun out there, but you could go to Cincinnati, the first original professional franchise team, and then that's what they would call a little momentum. A little hop in your step because you can win 2 in a row. I'd like to win. I just want to win the next 2 baseball games and get back to this elusive 500 mark and then get some momentum. And then all of a sudden maybe you win. Gosh forbid, it's supposed to be God forbid, but I say gosh.
Right.
You could weigh.
Maybe go 4-2, 5-1 this week.
And you win game 1 of a 4-gamer, which we haven't done in a long time. And then all of a sudden you have real momentum heading into the weekend. It'd be nice to enjoy a weekend of Cubs baseball for a change. Maybe even a rare road Saturday watch along for me if they could play a little bit better, because the following Saturday we'll be at that contest. But, I'm not interested in the under 500 saga or whatever. This team just needs to play better in every facet. Outside of the starting pitching, which even that's starting to regress a little bit. Important start for Imanaga on Tuesday to rebound, but they need to base run better. They need to defend better. They need to hit for power more, hit for average more, hit for clutch more, keep the ball in the park with the bullpen. They need to manage better. I mean, they need to do everything better. So if you want to take some solace in the day off, is that the Cubs pretty much don't do anything well besides starting pitch, and they're still just, they're right in the hunt here, at least for the wild card spot. So maybe if they could just turn it around for a couple of months, things could get good again. But, we'll see.
We'll preview Cubs White Sox next segment. They really do have to win.
I know we will.
They really do have to win both of those games. You're going to hear some numbers on the Sox that, they're one of the worst teams potentially in the history of this great game. And the Cubs are challenged offensively. They're poor defensively, bad base running, shaky pen, good starting pitching. 223 average with runners in scoring position, 5th worst in baseball. They share the category there with the likes of the Rockies, White Sox, Nationals, Pirates. These are all teams that are rebuilding or really just in the cellar. And the Cubs are not supposed to be that. Are the Cubs in the cellar? Are they a bad team? No. Is it a good team? No, not right now. And so it's really hard to be in no man's land. But you get this off day, your mind does start to wander. Your mind does reflect on what has been already, and then you start to project as well. We've talked in the doldrums of the winter, Sam, about the path to 90 wins. Well, you would need to go 61-41 to get to 90. You want to talk about eclipsing last year's total? How about that? Would be 84. Well, they have to go 55 and 47. The problem with this team,
That's pretty
which
doable.
is it's starting to become recognizable from last year, unfortunately, is that you can't keep making up ground. You can't always constantly be making up ground. The 12-22 since April 27th. How about 17-17? Then it wouldn't be as big of a problem if they just played 500 baseball.
Yeah, they don't limit any type of damage.
They couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't do it, and now they're in a major hole. Look, would reinforcements help? A promotion or early trade? I think it's got to be part of the discussion, but a trade is not really in the cards right now. And maybe you would rather see Owen Casey instead of Patrick Wisdom. Maybe you would rather see a prospect out of the pen instead of Kyle Hendricks. But really, it's the main dudes, the so-called core, that needs to get better.
Yeah, I'm not subscribed to that, to the reinforcement policy.
Right. It's just not realistic.
I'm subscribed to somebody that's making $25 to $26 million a year at shortstop that since September 1st of 2023 has been porous on both sides of the baseball.
He's gotten a lot worse defensively, and that's a major concern.
I'm subscribed to, the $20 million right fielder catching a routine fly ball and having some consistent plate appearances. I'm subscribed to the $20 million left fielder to put together a consistent stretch where he's hitting the ball out of the ballpark like he's been lately. I'm subscribed to the rich free agent re-signing of our center fielder. I'd like to see him hit some home runs again. I'm subscribed to the third baseman that's supposed to be, this wonderful up and coming slugger. I'd like to see him get over the Mendoza line. So those are the things that I'm subscribed to. The reinforcement stuff, it's great podcast talk, but at the end of the day, this team, I felt like it before the season. I feel like it now. They have the ability to at least be significantly better than they have been. And it needs to start Tuesday night. Like you said, I want to see a lopsided score. This should not be a close affair. And I know you can't say that in baseball, but I'm going to do it anyway. It should be an 8, 9, 10 run performance from this offense. Then come back out Wednesday night, do it all over again, then go to Cincinnati and have some momentum. It's as simple as that.
Do we want to throw down any win column goals for this stretch of 22?
No, I can't do any goals until
we can't do that anymore, right?
I can't start doing that until I see this team play the way I thought they could play for at least a week. If they could come out, if they go 4-2 this week, or 5-1, then we could start talking about, okay, now we got the Rays, now we got the Giants and the Cardinals. We could do that. But right now, it's one day at a time with this team. I want to see them Tuesday night, the first 7:05 start of the year.
That's right.
It's going to be bright and sunny. It's summer now. This summer is here. The doldrums of winter and spring are over. It's time for summer. People are off school. You're done. You have more free time than anybody out there. You want to see a baseball team win. and
I'll be at the game on Wednesday night.
And it's time. It's time.
I'll be at the game Wednesday night, so hope to meet some more of our great listeners. Cubs, White Sox. It really is time. That could be a great title or thumbnail caption. We're going to preview Cubs, White Sox as the Northsiders take on their crosstown rival, so to speak. Stay tuned.
This episode is brought to you by FanDuel. It's winner take all time in the NBA and NHL, and FanDuel is giving you a shot to bring home a big win of your own. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 bet. That's $150 to bet on spreads, money lines, player props, and more. Starting on Thursday evening, it's NBA Finals time. Bored of the Cubs and Reds? Flip on ABC. Luka Doncic versus Jason Tatum. Celtics, Mavs. The Boston Celtics are minus 220 to win that series, but I think they're a little bit vulnerable, and I'd like to see Dallas pull the upset, and I may take Dallas as a dog, a live dog, in that series. Visit FanDuel.com/lockedon and make every playoff shot count. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook.
The Cubs play the White Sox at 7:05 p.m. Central Tuesday, and you can hear every pitch of the Cubs hometown broadcast on SiriusXM by searching Cubs on the SXM app. Cubs play the White Sox, just a 2-game series. White Sox are 15-45 on the season. They have lost 11 straight. They're on pace for 41 wins. They're in contention for the worst season in baseball history, which is currently held by the 2003 Detroit Tigers, who went 43-119. The White Sox have a run differential of minus 138. The matchups this week: Imanaga and Flexen, Tyone and Fetty. Flexen 5.50 ERA, Fetty 3.12, but 5.74 on the road versus 0.95 at home. Luis Robert likely to return Tuesday, but he went 2 for 20 with no walks in 6 rehab games. FanGraphs has the Cubs at 70% to win Tuesday and 62% to win Wednesday. And Sam, you have to win both.
Yeah, and it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough because the White Sox, I mean, you could just tell they're bringing Robert up for this series. They push Fetty up Wednesday. They have no interest in this season, but they will do what they can to beat the Cubs. Because at the end of the day, if they split against the Cubs, the story is going to be about the Cubs. And so, I don't think the Sox are obviously a good team by any means, but they're gonna play this a lot tougher than they play other series. And oh, by the way, they got swept in Milwaukee, but they had a lead every game.
They started off May really well.
Yeah, I'm confident about Wednesday just because of the matchup, and I hope Imanaga can bounce back. I think that'll kind of be the story because, if he gets hit around again, then it's like, maybe we got a problem here. Right. Or okay, that was kind of a fluke in Milwaukee. That's going to kind of be what it is. You would think the Sox haven't seen him at all, and they don't have very good hitters on their team. So, I think the key with him is to just be careful with the fastball. He got beat with his fastball in Milwaukee. For example, Luis Robert's a great guy to bring up. Once you get the jump on him, if you're going to throw that fastball, don't throw it in the zone. You got to be careful on that, and then use the splitter to get guys out. And when his splitter's going, he's great. I haven't looked at the weather conditions for tomorrow. I would assume it'll be a pretty good day to hit.
They both are supposed to be. Yeah, rain early both days, but clear by game time.
Yeah, I mean, we should get the flexing. So we'll see. But you know how the Sox play these series. I really want to make fun of the Sox and how awful they are, but I can't get myself to do it because of how bad we've played. So, right. But I know we could kind of talk about their broadcasting situation.
Well, and they really have been bad, but since that April 27th date, Cubs 12-22, Sox 11-23. That's wild. It's too bad. It's too bad.
Wild, it's painful.
And the White Sox have players I've literally never heard of. I'm not even trying to be funny.
Yeah,
you go up and down their roster. I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
And I follow this sport very closely.
Yeah.
They got dudes that I don't know where they came from. Maybe Mariano's down the street.
Well, they asked me to play right field Tuesday night because they thought I could catch up to Imanaga's fastball, but I told them I'm the host of this show, and I probably have a better chance of hitting a home run than Nick Madrigal.
Well, one guy they added actually after the season was underway is Tommy Pham.
Yeah,
who they should get a pretty good return for either this month or next before the deadline. And he's hitting well. I would say he's someone that you got to keep an eye on this week.
Him, Robert DeYoung.
Yeah, and a lot of these guys have also been the subject of new broadcaster John Schifrin, who is teamed up with Steve Stone this season following Jason Benetti's just really baffling departure. He started to bump heads with White Sox management, specifically Brooks Boyer, who's like the Crane Kenny of the White Sox. And
is that true?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just a financial thing.
Yeah, they had a lot of differences, and one of them was about Benetti's national schedule. But John Schifrin, we played some audio on our subscription show Unlocked. You can subscribe at the link in this episode description. But we're going to play some audio just from this weekend, Sunday, as a matter of fact, from Schifrin, who was in his first year as a baseball broadcaster, much less the White Sox. And take a listen to this. This is following a home plate collision between Pham and Brewers catcher William Contreras.
Here's the throw to the plate. And he's out. And Contreras is barking at him. Tommy Pham's barking back. He's not backing down. He doesn't like that. And now home plate umpire Edwin Jimenez has to hold back Pham. Nah, we ain't taking that. We ain't taking that from the Brewers. I don't care how many L's we got this year. We ain't taking that.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I'll take this one. It's an unserious hire.
Nah, we ain't taking that.
This is somebody that shouldn't be doing this.
I don't care how many L's we got this year.
This is a serious profession. And this isn't. He pronounced Bill Veek earlier in the year. Things like that. It's just, and look, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to him. He got hired. It's not his fault he got hired. Good for him getting a paycheck and those things. This is not somebody that should be calling a Major League Baseball game by any means.
Because you've listened to quite a few of them.
I've listened to them. Well, because when I'm just lounging around the apartment, and even when the Cubs are on, I don't watch the Cubs on my TV. I just have like YouTube TV, so I get the Sox. It's easy to just flip it on as background noise. Yeah, it's just I don't, it's not my team. I'm not going to get too far into it, but it's unserious. He's an unserious broadcaster, and I'm not saying this. I say this in a way that I'm not trying to sound the way I come off. I really think you or I could do a better job, and I think some of our listeners could. It's unserious.
Yeah, with the White Sox, Bulls, and Blackhawks forming their own network beginning in October, perhaps they're going to have a reset on some of these broadcast teams. We'll see. But he also had something over the weekend where he inferred that the Sox were just playing teams at the wrong time, and Steve Stone actually laughed at him live on the air.
Well, that's kind of the irony of it. Steve Stone being in the booth with somebody, is the word novice fair to say?
He's a novice.
Yeah. So being with somebody, this is somebody that spent a lot of time with Harry Carey, Steve Stone. Somebody that spent some time with his grandson, Chip Carey.
Yeah.
He spent a lot of time with Hawk Harrelson. And you could say what you want about those guys, but Benetti, exactly. But they're major names. You may not like Hawk Harrelson, but he knows baseball, and he's a major name in the industry. Harry Carey, one of the all-time greats. And then, I think it's well documented that Stone and Benetti, had a good relationship. So it's just whatever.
Yeah.
Who cares? It's White Sox stuff. But yeah, it's pretty funny.
Well, and I remember growing up as a kid, the Chicago Tribune, when the Crosstown Classic would arrive, they would always do an all-city team. And this year doing that, it'd be like a joke.
Right. So let's play with it a
We
little
could
bit.
do that if you want.
Does Robert make it over Bellinger in center?
Wow. He got off to such a good start, Robert, but he never plays.
Crochet's in the rotation.
Crochet and Fetty for sure.
Probably both of them. Yeah.
Kopech in the pen.
Yeah.
Well, he's better than a lot of these dudes.
No.
I
know that. Is that it? Would you say?
There's another guy in the Sox pen, I believe, Jordan Leisure.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably take Martin Maldonado over Gomes and Amaya.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. No, you're actually right. What is Maldonado hitting this year?
Would you take Moncada over Morel?
I haven't really been following Moncada.
Nah, we ain't taking that.
Oh, jeez. Please don't make that a thing. This isn't a Sox.
Is it going to be Hap over Benintendi?
Yes.
Suzuki over Jimenez?
Yes. Well, you know what?
Take Michael Bush over Gavin Sheets?
I have to take back the Maldonado thing. He's batting .079. He's been worth negative 1.3 wins above replacement. He has an OPS of 251. For those wondering at home, that's actually something I might be able to accomplish. If I bunted every time, I might have those numbers.
Right.
I take
that's the all city team.
Yeah.
You would take DeYoung over Swanson
right now. Well, let's see. I don't know. I thought that about Maldonado, but the guy's having one of the worst seasons I've ever seen. Let's see what DeYoung's doing. No, I mean he's been slightly better than Dansby, but not by a whole lot. He's batting .231. So I don't really know. I don't know. I don't think I would take him over Dansby.
Would you take Gavin Sheets over Talkman or Bush?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
No.
Gotcha. All right, coming up next, we have some Trivia Tuesday, sort of. This is really just about the 2024 Cubs, and it's not all great news. Stay tuned. Today's episode is brought to you by eBay Motors. Passion, drive, and patience. What brings home the winning trophy is also what keeps your car alive. eBay Motors is everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance, from superchargers, roof racks, exhaust kits, LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has got you covered. With over 122 million parts for your number one car, you always find exactly what you're looking for. With eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back. Because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber, not cash. With all the parts you need at the prices you want, it's easy to turn your car into the MVP and bring home that win. Keep your car alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. eBay Guaranteed Fit only available to U.S. customers. All right, last segment of the show, and it's going to be best and worst in wins above replacements in April and May for the Cubs. April includes those few games at the end of March as well. Sam, can you name the best and worst Cubs player by WAR, offensively and pitching, for April? Let's do April first.
We're doing month by month?
Best and worst WAR.
Talkman in April.
Yep, Talkman, 1.1.
May is after May. The PCA didn't play enough. Is it offense and defense combined?
It's offense and defense combined, yeah.
PCA.
We're going to do pitching later.
Is it Hap in May?
Horner.
0.7.
Jeez. Do you know who was worst in March/April for the Cubs offensively?
When you say offensive, you mean position player.
Yeah, position player.
Yeah, okay. Gomes?
Gomes is for May, minus 0.5.
Yeah. April. Who had a really bad April?
Not on the team.
Madrigal?
Yeah, 0.3, negative 0.3.
I'm surprised Morel's not up there for May. I mean, he hasn't done. I mean, what his numbers have got.
He's been horrid defensively, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, he's one of the worst in baseball, just like we thought.
Pitcher wise, Imanaga.
Imanaga for April 0.9. 0.9 was also in May, but for what pitcher?
Ben Brown.
Ben Brown.
Cool.
And the worst pitcher
Hendricks
in May was Hendricks.
Yeah.
And he was just missed worst pitcher in April, actually.
That'd be Adbert Alzolay.
Minus 0.8 for Alzolay. 1 month as reliever, he cost the team a whole win.
and
well,
literally,
more than that.
Literally like 5 or 6.
Yeah. All right, well, we're going to wrap up. So
counting stat. Let's get a win on Tuesday, 7:05. You know what I'm going to do for that game?
Probably get a pizza or something.
No, I got some lactose. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna save that for unlock. Subscribe for the show. It's a tease. You know what I'm gonna do? It's gonna be a nice Tuesday night. I'm gonna have a long work day tomorrow. Probably, I'd say right around 8:30 to 6:30, something along those lines.
Wow.
And then I'm gonna take myself down to the pool. Get the marquee going on the phone and watch the first few innings by poolside. Did that over the weekend. We were -5. So hopefully we could have better luck by the pool. And let's just win a baseball game, go live, enjoy it. Wednesday night, I'll be solo. Maybe I could get my broom out for a little 2-game sweep. I haven't.
Yeah.
I've had my broom out to clean a lot more than I have for sweeps. I believe we've only had 2 of those this campaign.
Go Cubs.
Thank you so much for checking out this edition of Locked On Cubs. You give us 20 to 30 minutes. We'll give you all things Cubs with a laugh or 2 along the way. Be sure to hit subscribe on YouTube as we make the push to 10,000 subscribers. Smash the like button for the algorithm and leave a 5-star review on Apple, Spotify, and everywhere you get your podcasts. And if you want more Matt and Sam, please consider supporting us by subscribing to Unlocked, our subscription podcast. You could subscribe at the link in this episode description. It's going to be Cubs, White Sox coming up Tuesday and Wednesday. He's Sam Olver. I'm Matt Cozy. This is Locked On Cubs.
Nah, we ain't taking that.